Yeah, I love this joint right here. We stay scheming on how to get free, y'all. Let's run it. Cyrock. I rebel against the system with my fist up in the misty.
Everyone, it's Thema Azize Serwa from the Womb Sauna. I have a window of time today where I can chat with you face to face, and I'm so ecstatic about it. First and foremost, I'm feeling really vibrant today. I want to call to your attention. A lot of people ask me about my makeup and beating my face, and they want to know, what kind of products I use. I want you to know that I use 100% all natural, handmade, safe makeup. When I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome years ago, would have a lot of issues with being estrogen dominant, and so I had to switch out not only my makeup products, I had to switch out my laundry detergent, my cleaning products, what I use on my hair, my shampoo, conditioners, my soaps, no more perfumes, so I moisturize my skin with 100% natural, mostly handmade products. And you can easily find these products. For example, if you go on Etsy, you can just type in 100% all natural makeup and you'll find tons of options available. I shop with Back to Earth, I believe. Hope I quoted them correctly. Shout them out with this beautiful makeup. I love their palette of colors, and I was able to get a sample of over 20 eyeshadow colors, all natural, for under 30 bucks, so very affordable. Also want to shout out my homegirl that I recently met at the Southern Maryland hair show, GGX Jewels. Can you see that? I want to thank her for these beautiful earrings. I absolutely love them. And so anyway, I'm rambling a little bit just because I'm so happy to connect with you. I usually don't have, time to really hop on the webcam and talk to you face to face. So that's why I'm just being casual. But I do want to have this conversation with you today face to face because it's a sensitive topic. I want to talk about the idea that Black women in particular take from each other, compete with each other. And I knew that if I titled this video, "Why Do Black Women Compete with Each Other?" it would captivate a lot of people's attention, because as a culture and community, we are sensitive about people saying that we're competitive and that we're not confident in who we are. But the truth of the matter is, there are some things that we as Black women in particular, and yes, all women can be affected by these kinds of behaviors, but my experience has been mostly with Black women in business. And I find that we are very competitive, and we mask a lot of times our competitive nature under the name of sisterhood. And many of you know how I feel about sisterhood. I did a free webinar on it a few months ago in the summer, and you can always listen to that webinar at thewombsauna.com and just go to our lecture tab and pull it up so you can understand the context of this conversation. I'm not here to bash, I'm not here to criticize, but I am going to bring awareness to how we function as women, because that's my work. That's what the Womb Sauna does. I'm all about empowerment. And the first step to change is awareness. So we have to become aware of how we are functioning with one another, how our vibration affects each other, and especially when it comes to doing business. So let me go ahead and call out some things that I've seen and experienced. When I first got on the scene with my business, I was transitioning from corporate America, so I had to have my whole mental corporate detox about how to function, because when you step into the world of conscious people, I hate to use that word, but conscious people, or the holistic community, especially with minority populations, African, Caribbean, and Latino, and all of that, it's a different cultural environment. You don't need suit and ties. Now you're pulling out loppers, right? So it's a different experience. And I absolutely love being able to see people get back to their cultural roots and be able to successfully integrate that with how you brand your business. I think it's beautiful, and I think we need to see that kind of diversity in even the corporate environment. And so when I hit the scene, I was wet behind the ears. I didn't know a whole lot about what was happening in our community in terms of the hair shows, the blog talk radio shows, and all these different things. So I was so excited. But then shortly after the excitement began to come some disappointment for a couple reasons. I learned very quickly that a lot of bartering takes place. I'm not against bartering, but what I began to see happening was people were masking their true intentions of what they wanted from me and my company in the name of community, in the name of sisterhood, in the name of strategic partnerships. And so for the first year, and maybe year and a half even, because I'm still cleaning up the mess that this vibration created in my life, I found myself in a lot of casual covenants with people. I found myself in a lot of business associations that were not mutually beneficial. And it was literally like one day I woke up and realized that people were coming to me one way, but really had a different intention. And that they saw me before I saw myself. And so because I wasn't fully confident that first year in who I was as a businesswoman and whether or not people would really understand what the Womb Sauna does and the impact that it's here to create, people were seeing the success before I could see it, and they wanted some of it. They wanted to be connected to it. They wanted to be attached to it. All right, so second year comes for my business, and I am clear on who I am, and I'm walking it out, and I'm starting to set up boundaries. But in particularly, when it comes to womb wellness workers, I began to discover a similar pattern. Now, I'm sensitive to that, and I'm biased. So that's the disclaimer. I am biased because I'm in that particular work, and I know how sacred it is. And when women open up your womb for any reason, ladies, if you're getting servicing, if you're trying to heal yourself, make sure the vibration of the person you're working with is very high and resonates with you, because that is so sacred. You're opening up portals. And if you are not a good steward of your own energy, then you are limited in your capacity to be of service to such a broad, vast, and deeply spiritual work. So, with that being said, I found that women who are in business, and I'm going to talk about Black women because I am a Black woman, so I'm your reflection, so I get it. When you step out into business, you need to master how to stand in your full stature first. Because when you go into another person's creative ashe, you're going into and you're approaching these other business owners and you're approaching these other women. When you come with that insecure energy, you make unhealthy demands on that potential business partner, and you're out of order. And so you put the cart before the horse. You can only give to others what you have. And so if you have not built up your own confidence, you've not built up your own resources, you are fearful that you're not good enough and your business is not good enough, you come with a needy energy. You come with an energy that is parasitic to another business. And it's a disservice when we talk about sisterhood and you find us doing things like picking through people's Facebook pages to snatch customers and to snatch potential clientels, and you see people, when opportunities come to your table, and I'm observant because I know who I am now, I'm on the other side of that. But you see opportunities coming to somebody's table, or you see some kind of branding happening for your sister company, and you have to get in there. That's a clear sign that you are not confident in what you have, and that you feel it is necessary to step into somebody else's blessings and to step into somebody else's marketplace exchanges, because you haven't mastered being comfortable in what your business and what your capacity is circulating in the marketplace. And so I want to call this to our attention, because we often get excited about what each other are doing as women, and we are like, oh, this is awesome, this is great, did you hear about such and such? I want to connect with this person, I want to work with this person. Then the dialogue happens, these casual covenants are created, we start putting things in motion, and we don't even have our own house in order. We don't even have our own stuff in order. We haven't even figured out how to make our own stuff work in our favor. And so now we're trying to combine our ashe with one another, and it ends up being stressful. Now, there's a lot of times that 2 women or 3 women or whomever are working together, and they have enough maturity and enough balance energetically that they can work through those kinds of hurdles. But what I would like to offer anyone, whether you're in new business or you've been in business for years, if you are flowing in an energy that says, I'm fearful that I'm losing, you're not aligned with the frequency of abundance, you view yourself as struggling as a business owner, you view yourself as someone who is not clear on what to do next, that's not when you step outside of yourself and pull somebody into that and ask them, come with me. And you use their time, which as a businesswoman, time is money. So when you ask for Thema's time, I'm very observant. I've learned a valuable lesson to take my time before making commitments and jumping into things, to observe people, observe how they brand, observe how they move and do business before I associate my brand with that. I watch for their energy. I discern, because I know who I am, and I am clear on what I'm bringing to the table, and I have enough love and wisdom to know when someone is in need of some time with themselves, some quality time with themselves in their business, to cultivate and find their own greatness and not latch on to somebody else's. Anytime you find yourself stepping outside of your own creativity to try to build your business, you need to sit down and be with yourself and meditate and get clear and rebuild your confidence, rebuild your intuition, and reconnect to your own womb, especially if you're a womb wellness worker. Especially. You cannot usher another woman into being clear on how to hear her womb speak, how to heal her own womb, and your root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus chakra are all out of balance. And you need to ground, and that's okay. We as women in business, especially women who are in the industry of womb wellness and womb care, we often mask ourselves and feel like it's not okay to say, that I'm working on me or there's things that I need to do. But anybody who's worked with me in the Womb Sauna knows that I'm very transparent. I'm very authentic. And I tell my clients that healing is not a race with a finish line that once you get there, that's it. You're a human being, not a human has been, not a human will be. You are existing, and life is going to fluctuate. You're going to have ebbs and flows. You're going to have high days. You're going to have low days. But you do have to put in the work to figure out what your body, your mind, and your spirit needs for balance and wholeness. So that once you figure out that formula for yourself anytime something's happening in your life that moves you from your center, you know how to get back to that. You know how to heal yourself. Okay? That's what that experience should be. So, 10 years ago, you may have had a heartbreak and you may have been fine for the past 10 years, and a new lover comes in, and all of a sudden something unexpected happens with that relationship. Well, you don't have to feel guilty about it, because if you've truly done the work on healing yourself from that last experience, you know how to tackle what just presented itself to you. And so that's just an example. So anyway, women, especially black women who are in business, and especially black women who are in business doing womb care or womb healing work, stop competing. One of the mantras I speak over myself and over my business is, I don't have to compete, I create. I am so invested in myself and in the gifts that God has given me, and in the ashe that flows through me, that has been given to me from my ancestors, and from the wisdom that the spiritual realm gives me, that I don't have to go examine and copycat and pick through somebody else's creativity and hard work to make my stuff fly. I stand in my own power, because that is who I am. And I can only collaborate and do business with women of like mind and spirit, or else it can end up being disastrous. So, we all come in at different levels. Like Meek Mill says, I know y'all probably think I listen to a lot of ratchet music, and sometimes I do. But like Meek Mill says, there's levels to this, right? We all have our own vibration. We all have our own beauty. We all have our own ashe. And we all have our own anointing and path to walk out in this life. And yes, I absolutely believe in collaboration. Yes, I absolutely believe that as a community, we need to continue to fuel that energy of supporting one another and having mutually beneficial partnerships and mutually beneficial collaborations. Because if it is imbalanced, it is not my art. And some of us out here looking conscious are asleep. Some of us out here talking about sisterhood, talking about supporting each other, are really not doing it. We're talking about it, but we can only give to others what we have within ourselves, and we're too insecure. We're not working hard enough. We're not educated enough. And when I say educated, that doesn't mean you got to go to college. But any successful business person knows that you are always learning. You are always studying. You tap into resources. Maybe you're taking webinars online. Maybe you're up at the Small Business Administration office getting mentorship and counseling. Maybe you have stocked your library with books from the most successful black millionaires and billionaires in the world, and you're reading how they obtain their success. When I hear people say to me, Thema, I want to work with you because I want to be like you, it is, to be authentic, it's scary to me, because my mission behind the Womb Sauna is to empower you and to connect you to your higher self, not to see something in me that you want. I want you to see something in yourself that you have. And so that is the message. This is where this is coming from. Not that I don't want you to work with me. Don't get me wrong. I love working with others. But I want you to be at a vibration when we come together and we sit at the table to work, where you are standing in your own power. You already have something to bring to the table. When you approach a business and say, hey, let's do something together, you're not approaching them saying, let's collaborate, I want to do something with you. And then when the business gets in there, you have no marketing skills, you don't know how to market, you don't know how to secure and plan events, you don't know how to, think about that before you make a demand on somebody else's ashe. You got to think about that, because time is money for a business owner. So you want to come to the table at 100%, You want to be confident in who you are and what you're bringing to the table. And just because you come to the table doesn't mean an agreement has to be made. Sometimes you're coming to the table just to learn if there is potential, if it is a good match. And lastly, I must say this, and then I gotta go. You can come to the table, learn about each other's businesses, learn about each other's missions and goals, and support each other without having to integrate into each other's businesses. So you can support someone just by sharing the word of what they do. You can support someone by seeing that they post something online and you repost it. You don't have to sit down and plan events and all these other things, because that may not be the vibration that's needed for support. Y'all may need to support each other by picking up the phone every month and saying, hey, sister, I know you do this kind of work and I do this kind of work. I'm just checking on you because I know sometimes we run ourselves rampant, and I just want to see about you and see how you're doing. I believe in relationship marketing and networking. And if you don't know someone, how do you take your baby, your company, your brand, and then align it with that person? Some things to think about. So feel free to chime in this conversation, post comments and feedback about what you may be seeing. You may see something different than what I see, and that's okay. I just wanted to share this and call to your awareness that at the end of the day, it all begins and ends with you. You are powerful. Whatever your dream is, whatever your vision is, walk it out and stand in your full stature. And once you find yourself comfortable in your own gifts, your own vision, your own business, then go ahead and start adding in somebody else's ashe, adding in somebody else's energy, somebody else's project. All right. So today is my day to give myself relaxation. I'm on my way to go get a full body massage. See, yesterday was Stripe's day. Stripe is my turtle. For those of you who don't know, I have a turtle. So yesterday, I, gave him a nice little heated relaxation shell massage and scrubbing his shell and rubbing him down. He was just sitting there loving it. Well, today is my day. It's mama's turn to go ahead and be good to herself. So I encourage you as well to be good to yourself. I love you. And if you have not connected to the Womb Sauna and our movement, you can visit our website at thewombsauna.com. Join our email distribution list. There's always something that I'm putting out to empower you, enhance your life, and enhance your healing journey. And above all else, you are powerful enough to heal yourself. Peace.
My peoples made the choice to name me after Miss Shakur. I traversed inside her footsteps trying to navigate her course. Born in the heartache, molded out of sorrow. Mama fed me with the spoon the sofa had to borrow. Scuffed and ticket by just waiting for the hope to follow. Guess what? It never came, so we just prayed until tomorrow. Girl, why you so nappy-headed? Why don't you press it out? That ghetto pressure was crucial, it had me stressing out.